Hello and welcome, Lynx here, and today we're sitting to a game by Arty Farty Games, who we played 2 games from before. One of them being Root of Love match, the other being Belhov Love match. Both were quite interesting, quite crazy too, super enjoyable. Today we are getting to Scratching an Itch, which of course is a game you can find on itch.io. Yeah. I think there have been some more information when I'm recording this now, but I know that's the old thing. Anyway, the game is touching a very important topic from the recent days, so we are going to play it. But first, let's get into what the dev says about the game, the description of the game basically, because from that you get more or less basically the basic info. So, this game is a protest in response to the increasing wave of content being purged from platforms like itch.io and Steam, which now makes me wonder, has any other platforms been attacked by that at all? And by that I mean like the stores with NSFW games. I'm thinking like Just or Manga Gamer. Anyway, I've created the very thing we're so desperate to silence. A dating sim with gasp adult themes. Alright. It's bold. Nice. And it's unapologetically sexy. Let's go. And yes, it's been tastefully censored. See, YouTube, it's created this way on purpose. Anyway, just enough to protect your fragile sensibilities from the horrors of the pixelated skin. Okay, your is clearly aimed at, you know, what was the name of that stupid movement? Oh yeah, collective cunts. Anyway, because apparently treating adults like adults is too much to ask. So, if you're tired of corporate gatekeeping, puritan panic, and moral crusaders dictating what you can create or enjoy, this game is for you. This game sounds like it's something for me. If you play it, love it, or just want to support the case, share it, stream it, scream about it! Every bit helps spread the word. That's what we are trying to do. That's what I'm trying to do. And, well, that's hopefully what whoever watches that will do. So, we. Okay, so, basically, in case someone doesn't know, I'm gonna yap a little bit, for a moment. Basically, in the last few days, that weird movement, collective cunts, that's what we are going to call it, decided to influence the payment processors, 2 of them, that is MasterCard, I think it's 2 of them, right? MasterCard and Visa. And those went to Steam and Itch and told them, alright, no, we can't have that in your store. We don't want to process transactions for those. I'm like, kinda doubtful that you don't want to really, to be honest. Come on. You don't really care. Come on, that's the reality. They don't give a damn. The fact that they fell to some collective cunts is ridiculous. But I would say what happens on Steam is much less drastic compared to Itch. Because on Steam you can, I mean, I at least can more or less see that. Because my wishlist is absolutely like overwhelmed, okay? I have 9,344 games on wishlist, which is ridiculous. Considering that I also have like 3,000 games in the library already, I swear. Yes, 3,243. Ridiculous, I know. But thanks to that, I kind of see how it looks like with the elimination of the games on Steam. And I think on my list I've deleted maybe, right, I'm gonna say like maximum of 40 games. So over here it's not that terrible. I don't know how is the situation with the games I already own for, of course. Because, you know, if you have something in your library, it is in your library kind of on Steam. It's just the store page is gone and you can purchase it anymore. On Edge it seems to be quite more drastic for, as how did they say it? They de-indexed all the games, sort of, from the browsing and searching, which is ridiculous. Like, if you search the tag adult right now, we have only 46 results. That's crazy, literally crazy. What else can you? What about dating sim? Dating sim has over 4,000 positions still. Good. Don't you dare touch that one. I bet there are some other tags I could check out. Yeah, there are. Okay, this one has 0 results. This one has 24. Basically 2 tags that start with the letter E. What I mean is, well, up to you to guess what I mean. Yeah, like each went basically, let's drop a nuke on that category and that's how it's gonna be. Man, I kinda wish they tried to stand up to the situation instead of going nuclear. But yeah, when it comes to each, I also browse it basically daily when it comes to new releases. And it is quite worse over here. I have 2 folders, or should I say, yeah, folders, yeah, with bookmarks, right? So one of them is for the paid games, which I would like to purchase at some point. The other one is for the games in development. So I browsed through entire folder with the games for purchase. And wait, let me see. I had a note about it. Okay, so I have right now 247 bookmarked games for the purchase in the future, possibly, hopefully. And I had 153 pages, additionally 153 pages deleted, basically. So basically I click the link and nope, the game does not exist anymore, sorry mate. So that is quite an issue. Similar situation with the in development games. I don't remember exact number. I had a little bit over 2,000 games bookmarked. I browsed from A to D so far, and I stand at 1,813. That's basically 2,000, Jesus Christ, I can't speak. That's basically 200 positions gone. Something went very wrong. Oh, something went very wrong over here. So yeah, like, in general, that entire movement is ridiculous. So yeah, I absolutely agree with the dev over here. With what the dev said in the description of the game. So let us get to the game. Let us get to the game and hopefully, you know, we as gamers and with developers can somehow win this battle. Let us get into it. Let's see what this is about. Scratching an itch. Welcome to Scratching an Itch, the best NSFW, but sort of SFW, visual novel currently on itch.io. Visual novel. 2 capital letters. Before we start, you're gonna have to name your MC, so what's he called? Sure, let's go the usual route, right? Awesome, Arthur, now let's get this fun going. Okay. That's a nice looking living room already. And a CRT TV. Let's go. Anyway, you sigh deeply as you close the door behind you. You can't believe you took this job as a handyman for a series of apartment buildings downtown. It seemed like such a sweet gig on the paper. All you had to do was a few odd jobs for old ladies. Oof. Maybe fix a sink or change a light bulb, and then you'd get to kick back for the rest of the day. Would be nice, huh? The reality? You haven't had a moment's rest since you started this dang job. You've been elbow deep in the leaky garbage disposals, crawling under toilets, oof. And worst of all, listening to rich dudes explain what a wrench is like they invented the damn thing. But in reality, they've never used it in life. You rub your temple and glance around. What is all of this? The apartment is weirdly clean, like muslin cover clean. Whoever lives here has taste and money. Mid-century furniture, soft lighting, and a very fluffy rug that makes you suspicious about ever taking your shoes off here. Wait, there is a rug, that's true. That rug is very tall for. It's sort of like you had a platform over here. Mid-7 to... okay. But the TV looks older than you are. CRTV. Chunky, probably weighs more than a Vespa. I don't know how much a Vespa weighs. Meh, at CRT TVs were... that was the thing, yeah. I kinda like them more. I don't know, like for PC, yeah, we are going with how it is. Yeah, flat screen and so on, but for a TV, I don't know. I kinda would prefer CRT. I don't know. Anyway, well, I better. You pull out your phone and check the work order, hoping it's something simple. At least the tenant of this apartment is supposed to be out for the day. You won't have to deal with small talk or awkward flirting. Oh, what? Well? A she? Hot or not? Not that you'd mind the flirting if she was cute. It's something in the bedroom. You glance up from your screen and immediately notice something odd. 2 bedrooms. Oh. One on your left, one on your right. Both with closed doors, both with, let's say, strong aesthetics. The door to the left is decorated with a photo of a sleepy-looking cat wearing a knitted hat, surrounded by rainbow stickers, hearts, and something that might be a motivational quote. The one on the right? Black paint, silver accents, and the large decal of the Grim Reaper. Full sight, empty sockets, metal as hell. Alright, initially I would go there. Is that the Grim Reaper? You stare a moment longer, confused and mildly impressed. Who the hell puts a life-size image of death on their bedroom door and sleeps like a baby every night? Everyone? Well, the problem's behind one of those doors, so which one do I pick? Oh. I'm gonna go to the right. A shiver runs down your spine as you stare at the door with the Grim Reaper poster. You don't like the look of that thing. You don't like its entire vibe. Or do you? The sight, the hollow eyes, the dramatic swirl of his cloak. It's like the door is daring you to enter. But something deep in your gut tells you this is probably where you need to be. This job has taught you one thing. The place you least want to go is usually the place you're most needed. Well, I should probably... Another deep sigh racks your body as you steel yourself and walk toward the creepy bedroom door. Okay, so the inside is sort of... Wow, the walls. Oh my... This apartment is falling apart, isn't it? Or at least this room is falling apart. Unless that's what whoever uses this bedroom goes for, and it's actually painted like this, but still. Also, that mascot. Wow. 2 posters. Yeah, if I had posters like this inside of the room, I would not be able to sleep, maybe. Not like I'm able to sleep without having something like that. Anyway. Yep, pretty much what you were expecting. The only nice thing about this room is the soft golden sunlight filtering through the dusty blinds. There are no blinds. Everything else gloomy, oppressive, goth as hell. Who'd want to live like this? You look around and spot an unlit incense burner shaped like a crow, posters for obscure metal bands, and a pile of books with titles like Necromancy for Beginners, The Demon Lover. I think there was a game like this. And Hex Your Ex. Wait a second. Wasn't there a game like this? Demon Lover? There was My Magical Demon Lover, apparently. Which is something I seem to have... Okay, I understand why. I have it on ignored list. It's not for me. But hey, if it's for you, go play it. What about Hex Your Ex? Nope. Oh, wait, but I've noticed a new sort of... Okay, add to wish list. There is something with the hex in the title. Anywho. Oh, and yep, that is definitely a voodoo doll. I wouldn't go that far. Or something pretending really hard to be one. More likely. This room feels like it belongs in a horror movie, not an apartment in the nicer part of the town. Huh. I mean, hide in the place where you would be spotted the most easily? Well, I don't have to live here, I just had to fix something. You set your toolbox down beside the bed and pull out your phone, trying to remember what the job was even for. With any luck, you'll be in and out in 5 minutes, tops. God, please let it be the loose doorknob or a broken outlet, not like haunted plumbing. Who the fuck are you? The voice hits you like a thunderclap. Damn, girl. Nice stomach. You nearly drop your phone as your heart launches into overdrive. You spin around and find a small girl glaring at you from a doorway you hadn't noticed. Seriously? Who the fuck are you? And what are you doing in my room? Her tone is icy, her arms are crossed, and her eyes sharp enough to cut glass. You're about to explain when your eyes drift past her into the adjoining room. It's a bathroom, or at least it used to be. The walls have been painted jet black, including the toilet and bathtub. The only splash of color is the blood-red shower curtain, which still glistens with moisture. This girl must have just stepped out of the shower. Hey dude, I'm not gonna ask again. Tell me who you are. Oh, the name changed, kind of. Tell me who you are or suffer my wrath. You laugh, maybe if she didn't sound like she actually meant it. And based on everything you've seen in this room, you're not eager to find out what wrath entails. You try to form words, but your brain has officially clocked out. The sheer weirdness of this moment, the grim decor, the mysterious girl, the black toilet, has scrambled your ability to function. You've got to be kidding me! She gives you a slow, judgmental once-over, like she's deciding whether you're a burglar, a pervert, or just the dumbest man alive. The last one. I want you to think very carefully about your next words. I have several knives hidden in this room, and I will not hesitate to throw the duelist one first, just to make it hurt. Okay, that's it. This can be real. You're wandering to some kind of fever dream. No job is worth getting stabbed over. True. You take a careful step backwards, then another. Ding, ding. Hey! You hear her shout behind you as you turn and make a strategic rapid retreat to the living room. You're not exactly proud of running, but you're still alive, and right now that feels like a win. You find yourself back in the living room, your heart still pounding in your chest. I mean, it's just a room next to the other four. It's the middle of the day. You seriously didn't think there'd be anyone home. Shouldn't both of these girls be at work, school, anywhere but here? What the actual freak is going on? You're just about to turn tail and run when you hear a door open on the other side of the room. Hello? I should have gone to the left. A beautiful girl stands framed in the doorway on the left side of the living room, staring at you. Who are you? The girl looks you up and down, taking in the entirety of you. I mean, other than a tall drink of water? What? A half smile creeps onto your lips as you look at this stunning creature. She seems to be flirting with you. Maybe. It's honestly hard to tell since your heart is still hammering away in your chest. I'm Arthur. You can practically hear the smug grin on your own lips as you look at the handsome woman in front of you. Handsome? I think I've never heard anyone describe women as handsome. Beautiful, sure. Gorgeous, sure. Stunning, yes. Handsome? Whatever. Colette! Colette, you say? Don't think we've had any Colettes in any of the games we've played before over here on YouTube. The girl who must be Colette and I both turn around to find the small scary girl from before staring at us. Her eyes dart from me to Colette and back again as she walks over to us. Colette, would you please tell your co-stars to stay in your room? This big clock practically gave me a heart attack earlier. Colette's eyes dart between me and the tiny spitfire of creatures standing in front of me. What do you mean, my co-star, Scout? Scout? I didn't know this dude. The tiny girl who is apparently called Scout looks up at me with shock written all over her face. So this is not... She lets the rest of the sentence hang in the air, staring at me with growing confusion. Wait, you're not here for her? You know what? I think I know the font for the names. Or at least I might have used it myself. Anyway, Scout nods her head in the direction of Colette. I would say I am now. No. Scout and Colette exchange a look before Colette walks over to her friend. So, would you like to tell us what the frick you're doing here? Hearing profanity like that came out of this pretty girl's mouth is kinda shocking. You clearly have never been in Poland. However, she's right. It's time for you to explain yourself. The only question is, what should you say? The truth? Wait, who do you think I am? I'm the handyman. You stand there for a moment staring at the girls in front of you. It seems kind of hard to believe they wouldn't piece it together based on how you're dressed. Then again, it is very unclear who they thought you might be. After all, one of them mentioned something about a co-star.
Well, are you gonna tell us who you are, or do we have to beat it out of you?
Colette's looking up and down, her mood appearing to sour.
You're not one of those deranged fans, are you?
Oh, I might have connected right now what Colette might be doing. Oh, no. Oh, no.
I warn you, I have mace.
What? Colette looks around for a second, clearly confused.
I mean, I've some around here somewhere.
You can almost hear Scout rolling her eyes. You get the sense that she's had to leave her friend for a while. You can't help but smile at the two of them, especially knowing how dumb they're about to feel. Well, I am the handyman. Her eyes go white as the words leave your mouth.
You're a handyman?
Scout scream fills the room, making both Colette and you jump. Yeah? I'm here about... Well, I'm actually not sure what I'm here about. I was checking it out when you chewed me out. You should Scout a meaningful look, and she has the good sense to look embarrassed. Hey. You look from Scout to Colette and back, waiting for either of them to say something. So, would either of you like to tell me why I'm here?
It's my bed. It makes this horrible noise when I work.
Right.
Wait, what? Yeah. I called this guy because of my bed. And I...
Colette stops talking as she notices the strange look on Scout's face.
You called this guy? Yeah, I did. No, I called him.
I'm sorry, what? You look from Scout to Colette and back, not sure what's going on.
Yeah, I have a problem with my curtains. They don't close all the way, make it hard for me to,
Right. A smug smile creeps onto Scout's lips as she looks at Colette.
Yeah, when I work.
The two girls share a giggle, which you have no idea how to read. Sure, I don't. Yeah, right. What do they mean by work? And why would a bed or curtains have anything to do with it? I mean, yeah, remote work, that's how it is.
So?
Scout turns her attention back to you.
I guess it's good that you came. It seems like we both need you.
You look from Scout to Colette. You can believe your luck. Despite the way this day started, it seems to be looking up. After all, two cute girls need your help.
Yeah, we both need your help. But you should help me first.
Colette sends a wink your way as the smile on her face widens.
I'll make it worth your while.
You look over to find Scout frowning at friend.
Would you stop flirting with the guy? I know he's just your type, but contain yourself. Anyway, I need your help more. I'm gonna be out the whole day until I get those damn curtains fixed. My work requires darkness.
You look from Scout to Colette for a while. It seems like both of them need you. The only question now is which one of them are you going to help out? Okay. Alright. We're going to go about it this way. Initially, I went to the dark room. Let's go to the dark room again and deal with stuff over there. Even though I would prefer to go to the other room now, but yeah. Well, I think I'm gonna help out Scout. Colette's eyes widen as she looks at you.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm sorry, Colette, but it just seems like Scout needs my help more. I mean, she needs to work, and apparently darkness is very important. And I mean, you make a vague gesture in the direction of Scout's room. I mean, there are curtains. How long can it possibly take? Colette shoots an angry glance at Scout.
What?
Colette doesn't say anything, just glares at Scout.
Seriously, Colette, what's with the glare? Oh, nothing. You always just get your way, that's all. I do not! Alright, and it's just a coincidence that over half of our audience follows you when we do a show together. Hey, that's not my fault! Bullshit!
Colette and Scout stand there for a moment, just staring at one another. I bet it must be some comedy sketch, basically. You have no idea what this is about. The only thing you can gather is that the two of them probably work together somehow.
Whatever.
Colette throws up her hand and starts walking away. She stops in the door to her room and looks at you.
Come see me when you get tired of her.
Colette makes a dismissive gesture towards Scout. What was that about?
Oh, don't mind her. She always gets like that when she doesn't get her way. Now, about those curtains.
Scout raises an eyebrow at you. Right, the curtains. Scout turns around and heads to her room, leading you into her den. You have to be honest, her place kinda creeps you out, but this is your job. At least there is no, like, the creepy dolls. That's a good point. It really is no less creepy on second viewing. It kinda feels like a Tim Burton wet dream standing here. Kinda, yeah.
What?
Scout turns around and gives you a skeptical look. Oh, nothing. Your room is just... You stand there for a moment, struggling to find the right word to describe it. The longer you think, the fewer words come to mind. How could you possibly describe the room in front of you? Creepy, interesting, unique. Unique! You stand there for a moment, feeling increasingly uneasy. You can't be sure, but it seems like the voodoo doll just blinked at you. Oh crap. And the books, they seem to change their covers whenever you look away. The place is more than just creepy, it's downright scary! This place is, unique.
Unique?
Yeah, it's, different? A small smile creeps onto Scout's lips as she looks at you.
You don't mean unique, do you? You mean creepy?
No, I would never. I'm not saying that.
It's okay, Arthur. This place is creepy.
You can't help but let out a small sigh of relief as she says this.
I designed it to be like that. It took me a long time to find just the right things for my room. I wanted to create a space that would be a reflection of my appeal.
Right. You stand there for a moment, just staring at Scout. What on earth could that possibly mean? A reflection of your appeal.
Yeah, you know.
Scout runs her hand up and down her slender frame. You can help but notice how attractive she actually is. This girl is actually really pretty. You must not have noticed until now because of, well, the personality. Scout gives you a skeptical glare. Clearly she knows that you lost the plot for a second.
I need to give my audience something to enjoy.
Huh. There it is again. First there was the talk of co-stars and now audience? What does this girl actually do? You feel like you should ask, but you don't want to be rude. What should you do? I'm gonna ask. What do you do exactly? It just... I'm a bit confused.
I made video streaming content.
I'm sorry, what? You stared at Scout for a moment, not sure what any of that means. Does she play video games on stream or something? I mean, that's what she said. Kind of. If that's the case, then where is her gaming setup? I assume it's right behind that... behind that chair. I mean, there is some kind of screen over here, I think. It must be an all-in-one build. Yeah. Does anyone have any of those? Like all-in-one thing? One of my works in the past had that. That computer was junk. It was so bad. It was turning off for 10 minutes. turning on for 10 minutes. Turning off probably as well. It's ridiculous. I remember how they were telling us, okay, so you have to arrive at work like half an hour earlier to start the PC earlier, and you will start work at 9, but you have to be 8:30 to start the computer. Like, no. 9 is a 9. It's not my freaking fault that your setup sucks. Get a proper freaking PC that will not take half an hour to start up. Come on. Anyway. You scan the room for a moment, but all you see is a modest laptop on the table. Surprise, surprise. That will work for streaming. I mean, probably will, but I mean, I did record videos for YouTube at some point on a laptop as well, in the very beginning, sort of. I'm pretty sure things like Everlasting Summer, that was on laptop.
Oh, for God's sake!
Scout lets out a deep sigh as she looks at you.
I was trying to sugarcoat it, but I'm a cam girl.
Oh no.
I do stuff on the stream for people to enjoy.
You stare at Scout for a moment as shock runs through your veins. You had no idea that a girl like this would do something like that. Yeah, the sad reality in a way. However, it suddenly makes sense why she would keep her room like this. People probably love that whole golf girl thing. I see. His eyes are about to pop out, man.
Yeah.
There is a moment of awkward silence as neither of you know what to say.
Anyway, the room is part of my appeal, like I said. And for it to work, I need darkness and mystique. And you can't really get that with that.
With what? Scott makes a sweeping gesture toward the window where light is streaming in. Oh. You stare at Scott for a minute longer, not quite seeing the problem. Wouldn't some light just help your audience see better? I mean, you could make it a new look. Scout shoots you a skeptical look. You get the sense that she doesn't love being contradicted like this.
I can see that you don't believe me.
It's not what I thought! Scout holds up a finger, stopping you from talking.
It's okay. I'll just have to show you.
Show me? You stare at Scout for a second, not sure what that means.
Yeah, I'll just have to give you a show. You'll see that it does work with the light. And maybe then you'll fix my curtains.
You stare at Scout for a moment longer. What does she mean by a show? Surely she's not gonna...
Are you ready?
You swallow hard as Scout turns around and gets onto the bed. You can't believe that this is happening.
So, this is how I usually start my shows.
Scout reaches up and grabs one of the straps on her top. She starts to slowly pull it down, revealing...
Papa! Oh, come on! We were just getting to the good part. Why did we stop? Alright! Itch.io! In case you haven't heard, Itch.io delisted all NSFW games on July 25th, 2025. Making it functionally impossible for everyone to access the NSFW parts of the site and all of the amazing games that people have worked so hard on.
Well, again, unless you are a weirdo like me who bookmarked... who bookmarked anything that might interest me.
Can I be real with you for a second? Video games are, you know, they're kind of still figuring themselves out.
True.
Sure, they've been adult games for ages. Some pixelated, some cringy, some weirdly ahead of their time, but it's only in the last 5 years or so the genre has started to grow up. Games like Summertime Saga or being a DIK showed people that, hey, maybe these stories could actually have depth.
Wait, that really? Wait a second. I believe one of them is on Steam. The other is not. Yeah. Yeah, it is on Steam still. The second one. I mean, it looks decent enough. 2 seasons. No, 3 seasons. Damn. Wait, no, third is not released. I mean, to be fair, even before this, there were games already that were like with depth and so on. I think you're only basically maybe pointing out the Wild Guess, the one made by English-speaking countries. So I'm guessing both were made by Americans. I'm guessing. I don't know. I would say even before those two, there were quite a lot of stories with depth already for. Anyway.
Like real writing, real characters, real gameplay. But done with purpose. That changed everything. Sadly, more devs were stepping up, experimenting, mixing genres. Blending content with RPG mechanics, management sims, visual novels, capital letters, even puzzle games. It's wild out there in the best way.
Yeah.
But there's always a but, isn't there? We thought that creativity came pushback. Some devs, yeah, they crossed the lines.
Okay, yeah.
Sometimes on purpose, sometimes by accident. And people started asking questions about taste, about ethics, about what's too far.
True. I'm sort of glad that this dev sees kind of the truth. Because some devs do like go maybe too far with certain topics. But you know, if they develop a game, maybe they could still modify it a little bit. You just have to tell them, dude, that's a little too far, but if you modify it and so on, you know. But you know, what's happening right now is straight up going way too far from the other side.
Remember that game Hatred?
Hatred. I know the title. Wait, have I played it at some point of line? Oh, it's still on Steam. Wait, Steam. Is this one? The one by... This might not be the one you mentioned. Do you mean the one by Destructive Creations? It might not be this one.
Super violent, not even sexual, but you spark outrage just by existing.
I don't know if it's this one. It might be this one. Wait a second. Hatred, violent game. It might be this one for. No, it's... Okay, there's an article about it from 2007 apparently, so... Wait, okay. Maybe it's this? Has it been like re-released or something? Maybe. Yeah, it must be this one. Yeah, the scary part is, you know, if they can do what they are doing now, they will go after different genres as well. We can allow that.
It reminded everyone that pushing limits comes with consequences. And now, Arrow games are catching the heat, but not from who do you think? Not players, not critics.
That's right.
Not it's the No, it's the platforms. Steamage.eu.
It kind of.
The payment processors, credit card companies.
Yeah, the payment processors and the credit card companies, that's for sure. Again, the problem is each went completely nuclear on this. Like, Steam did not delete that many, this is the thing. Also, now that I think about it, I have not mentioned that in the very beginning. If you go to steamtracker.com, you can basically see the games that have been deleted recently. And in July only, I think there have been like 180 games deleted. And also not all of them were from this particular genre that we are talking about.
It's all because of a group called Collective Cunts. By the way, did you catch the pun in our names? Scout and Scout?
Scout and Scout?
Collective Shout?
Oh, you mean Colette and Scout, right?
The dev is very proud of himself. Anyway, games are getting delisted, shadowbanned, quietly wiped out because someone behind the curtain thinks they're too risky. You probably never hear about it, but creators feel it hard. Because when you start silencing voices just a little here, a little there, it adds up. And suddenly there is no room left to be too bold, or weird, or real. All the games deserve better. They're not just about, getting off. They can be funny, messy, emotional, healing even.
True. That is very true.
There is so much potential, so many stories someone else dares to tell. And honestly, if you've ever played one that surprised you, made you feel something, anything, you know what I'm talking about. This whole situation reminds me of what happened to Tumblr. 1 minute they are platforms for expression, the next they are gutting their own communities look clean for advertisers.
Does anyone even use Tumblr still? I mean, I repost videos there, but I don't look at it at all.
And sure, they survived technically, but the soul of it, gone! I just don't want that to happen here, not again, not to us! You know what's strange? Video survived. Video survived. Even after Tumblr wiped the slate clean. Even after the orange video provider got gutted, people still found ways to create, share, and adapt. So I may think that censorship in the game space feels more final? The difference is in the medium itself. A GIF, a photo, a 5-minute clip, those can be made in a day, uploaded by one person.
I feel like you are in a way talking about me. I mean, because I can basically cover seems like this entire game in a day, and well, technically also go and edit it a little bit and upload. Yeah. One day.
Shot in the bedroom with a phone and a ring light.
I don't have a ring light and I don't shot with a phone.
But the game? That's a whole different beast, man. It takes months, years even.
Unless you are crazy and you create a game for O2A2 in 24 hours. Anyway.
You've got writers, coders, artists, animators, composers, voice actors, testers, and sometimes, well, it's just one person doing all of it, trying to make something beautiful out of nothing. And a lot of them are surviving scraps. Patreon pledges, tips on Subscribestar, or whatever Steam and each day you manage to trickle down.
True. For sometimes... Alright, talking about all of this, a little different of a topic. Sometimes it feels like, at least when it comes to itch.io, all the devs are jumping onto like Patreon even before they release anything, and that's kinda wild to me. Like, you know, hey, this is my first game. Hey, support me on Patreon. Like, that's kinda wild to me. I mean, I'm not a game dev, so maybe I'm not one to talk, but it always hits me, like, weirdly. Like, I feel like I would not do that like that sort of thing. I feel like if I were to make a game, I would start off basically with creating at least one without anything, showing that I can actually deliver a finished product. And afterwards, maybe would consider doing something, you know, with, like, over here, Patreon or whatever. I actually don't know the subscribe star properly. How does it look?
Create, monetize, and prosper. Free today for musicians, visual artists, and educators.
Ah. Well, I will not be joining Steam and itch.io. Right. Itch.io, I don't know, it's probably, you know, you just publish the game and so on, right? And if you have it paid, well, eventually you get paid. On Steam, I believe you have to pay a fee of $100 first, right? To get the game published. And once you reach a certain threshold, but I don't remember what exactly it was, you get that $100 back anyway. Wait. Steam getting back $100 from publishing. That's a quick search right now. Okay, you need 1,000. Got it. Okay, so to publish a game on Steam, you pay $100. But once your game generates $1,000 in adjusted gross revenue from sales on Steam Store, that $100 is refunded to you. Okay. I mean, it's kinda a fair deal, to be fair. It's kinda a fair deal. And I feel like this way, in a way, they are basically able to moderate stuff better as well. I think that's also one of the issues of itch. They don't moderate stuff. Anywho.
So when these platforms start getting cagey, shadow banning the listing, making it impossible to even find the games,
Okay, that's itch.
what do you think happens? They stop!
True.
Not because they want to, but because how can you pour years of your life into something that might never be allowed to exist? This isn't like migrating a bunch of videos to a YouTube site.
Okay. Okay. Now you're picking a fight with me with this one, okay? How many videos do I have? I have over 6,000 videos, okay? In the span of like 11 years. So, sorry, but migrating all of that would be crazy. Crazy rough as well. For technically, I do have every single video saved up on external drives, so yeah. But yeah, there is a platform for videos, which I don't remember the name of. I don't remember how it was called. Odyssey. Yeah, Odyssey. I was thinking of going there because apparently it offered the ability to get the videos out of YouTube and, you know, re-upload them as over there. But it turned out it's like, if you don't have 20,000 subs on their platform, I think, I might be not remember correctly, it would only get like 360p. So like, what's the point? And well, with me not feeling like, okay, YouTube exists still and so on, do I feel like re-uploading now over there? No. So I deleted an account. I would love to be there as well, to be honest, but well, you know, if it can be done in a fast way and kind of the most easy way, I'll pass. There would really need to be a good opportunity, basically. Anyway, these games
are massive.
True. Some of them, yeah.
They need stable hosting, visibility, payment processing, discoverability.
Is discoverability on Edge good for? I mean, it's such a dumpster, to be honest. Again, there is zero moderation over there.
And when all of this starts slipping away, it's not just one game that dies, it's a whole corner of the industry, one that's bold, emotional, weird, intimate. And it doesn't vanish with punk, it just fades quietly. The sad truth is the financial margins for games are already razor thin.
For dating sims and so on? Probably.
Most of them are made by small teams or solo devs working out of cramped apartments between day jobs. They rely on those platforms not just for money, but for legitimacy, for visibility, for connection with the people who actually care.
Again, that might be like additional income for just that. Sort of me and YouTube. Just additional income. Not like it's a lot.
Take that away, even a little, and you're not just making things harder, you're making them impossible. And once it's gone, it's not coming back. And yeah, a lot of creators are just gonna walk away.
Oh, well, to be fair... Okay, I'm not gonna say to be fair, but... Sadly, even... without what's happening now, quite a lot of them, I think, walked away out of the games. Sadly.
Can you blame them for?
With the situation right now? Nope.
Spending months or years on something intimate, something risky, something that means something to you, and knowing it might never see the light of day. That kind of pressure crushes you, especially when the odds of making your money back are shrinking fast.
That's when you go on Steam, right?
So what happens? Some of them pivot. Safer genres, safer stories, no risk, no red flags. Others, they burn out completely, they vanish, and who lose voices will never get back. And here's the part of no one talks about. It's not hitting everyone equally.
True.
It's hitting queer devs, marginalized devs, furry devs, gay creators, trans creators, the ones already working with less support, less reach, and more risk.
Right. Okay, to be fair, that is definitely not my category.
For a lot of those folks, games aren't just entertainment, they're safe spaces. Tools for exploring identity, for telling the kinds of stories mainstream games won't touch.
Right.
So when the erotic games get scrapped from storefronts, it's not just some sexy stuff disappearing.
True.
It's erasure. Nuanced stories, queer voices on the king's raw emotion gone. And here is the kicker. Censorship, even the soft kind, never hits the center first. It starts at the edges, always. So if you push out the devs already on the thin ice, guess what? The whole space starts to shrink. The weird stuff, the risky stuff, the real stuff. It's not just adult content that suffers, it's authenticity. It's innovation. It's everything that makes indie games worth watching.
True. Again, I mean, the ones you mentioned, not my kind of department, that's for sure. But would I be like, delete all of them? No. I mean, obviously there is groups of people who play that. So, you know, if you're into that stuff, basically, go and play that. I'm not. Like, into those, basically. But if you give me, like, you know, a dating sim with a guy as a protagonist and we are going after girls, sign me up. If you give me Yuri content, which I enjoy, sign me up. But dude, or dudette, I would never go after, yeah, erase everything else. That's just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Anyway.
I know that sounds dramatic, but I've seen it happen before. And honestly, it hurts to even imagine how many beautiful, strange, meaningful games will never get made.
True.
Ero games can do things no other genre can. They can talk about power, consent, shame, desire, self-acceptance.
True.
They can make you feel seen in ways no big budget RPG ever will.
True. Oh yeah, wait, there was a line I wanted to actually touch still. Where is it? Where was that line? I've lost it now. Nah. But yeah, it's true, like... I know, I just don't feel, for example, like playing those big budget games, like supposedly called triple A's or whatever. I'm like, meh. Like, I'm not even feeling any hype or at all, you know. I'm not looking forward to GTA 6, to be honest. Which is funny. Anyway.
So when we suppress it, when we send a message that some expressions of identity are less valid, less welcome, it doesn't end with the adult games.
True.
It seeps out into the indie dev spaces.
That sucks.
Into what gets funded. Into who feels safe making what. And suddenly the pipeline dries up. But who cares, right? You're not gay if you're into kink. You're just a red-blooded, heterosexual... games lover. So what if the weirdos have their stuff taken? It won't affect you. Well...
that's not true, actually. It will. It will. I mean, if you think, like, the collective cunts would be, like, going after only a certain part, you're mistaken. They get one part, they'll want a bite of another thing, that's for sure. Anyway.
Here's another thing most people don't realize. Those spicy games, they help pay the bills.
True. I mean, I assume.
A lot of indie devs rely on the titles to bankroll their more acceptable work. The fun, weird platformer, the heartfelt story-driven sim, the wild experimental prototype. Those get made because the success stuff funds them.
True. Isn't this the case also? Not for... Okay, a little bit... What's the guy on Steam that makes the little horror games? Oh my god, I can't remember the name now. But he makes the little horror games based on supposedly true stories. But he basically releases small horror stories for cheap. And from that he wants to basically create something big, right? So that's this kind of stuff. You know, one little thing, you know, a bit of a sexy stuff gets you the money, you know? A little bit, and from there you can create it something you really dreamed of creating. Yeah, I get it. I totally get it. That's a good approach as well, to be fair.
Take that away, you're not just killing Caro games, you're getting indie gaming from the inside out.
They say getting, you're gutting. Yeah. You know what? What you just said makes me feel, wait. What if the AAA industry is working like sort of behind, sort of from the shadows to do exactly that? Because if you think about it, indie gaming is really growing right now.
So yeah, when the Aero games get suppressed or outright removed from storefronts and payment processors, that income stream gone! And with it, so is the briefing room. A lot of developers need to work on their own projects. Non-Aero ones, the passion pieces, the games they've always dreamed of making. It's a ripple effect and it goes way beyond just adult content.
Yeah.
Innovation slows down. Diversity shrinks. Whole projects get cancelled.
Oh yeah, that's a terrible thing. In a way, I'm always sad, like looking at the project and it says cancelled. Oh no.
All because the thing that made them financially possible was quietly erased. That's why this isn't just about Aero games. It's a bigger problem, a potential crisis for indie gaming as a whole. If platforms keep tightening up the screws, hiding games, banning them, quietly making them unprofitable, we're going to lose the very heart of the indie scene.
True.
You know the ones I mean? Those little games that made you cry at 2 AM, or made you see yourself for the first time, or dare to be ugly and bold and beautiful at once? Without support, without visibility, those games don't get made. Period.
Oh, wait, okay, you know what, now that you mentioned all of that, I'm kinda curious. Because they did drop this game onto Edge as well, I believe, right? Katawa Shoujo. It's not showing up. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Dude, they even delisted Katawa Shoujo. That's ridiculous. What is wrong with you?
The people who could have made them will move on. The other industries, more stable cars, jobs that actually pay the rent. And with them, we lose perspective, we lose new ideas, we lose stories that were never told before and may never be told again.
True.
What's left is an industry that looks the same, thinks the same, feels the same.
Basically AAA.
More safe, more polished, more corporate, but a hell of a lot less interesting.
True.
The truth is, some of the most powerful games in the last decade came from the indie teams barely scraping by.
True. I mean, we say last decade. We can just look at last year, this year even. Like the Expedition 33. I guess in a way you... Could you call it an indie game? Maybe not, but it's not done by a huge studio, right? And it's an absolute hit, apparently. But it came basically from people who used to make good games when they were when they were part of Ubisoft, right? But Ubisoft, which was thinking of making games actually properly back in the game. Now Ubisoft is absolute garbage. But yeah, indie games. I don't know, Stardew Valley. There was that game with sacrifices and so on. Not so long ago, but what else? I guess Don't Starve. I don't know why only games like in this kind of vibe come to my mind right now only. Oh yeah, it was the Cult game. Cult of the Lamp, right? I think it was called. There's so many more.
The devs were the risk takers, the soul of the medium. And when you undercut the few income models they have, especially adult content, you don't just hurt them. You hurt all of us. So if we care about the future of games, really care, we have to do more than just tolerate adult content. We have to protect the ecosystem to make it possible. But make all of this possible. Freedom of expression is enough if we don't also fight for the financial space to create, to exist, to thrive. Otherwise, we're going to lose more than just a few sexy games.
True. Again, they started that, and they'll try to bite onto more. We all know that.
We're going to lose the voices that made gaming worth caring about in the first place. I guess that was all I wanted to say. If you really care, then there are some links in the description
of the game,
which can help you shut the support. And thanks for playing the game.
But we'll check out also the other room. Yeah. I wonder if the other girl, that is Colette, will be saying also at the very end the same lines as Scout did. I'm curious. And we'll do it right now. This will be a lengthy video. Alright, I did go on a walk with a dog. Now let's start part 2 of this video, where we'll try to have a look what Colette has to say about everything. We'll skip the parts we've seen already, though, because it's a Ren'Py game, so it's quite easy to do that. Choose the door, the cute one, on the left side. I guess this one? Where do I do the repairs? You stare at the door with a cute cat poster and hand hovering just above the handle. It's innocent, sweet, welcoming even. You hope to God it's the right door. God capital letter, by the way. You really don't want to find out what's behind the other one. The creepy Reaper themed nightmare across the hall. Even though you already did. But you don't know that. I better just... You glance down to your scuffed toolbox and take a deep breath. Nothing you haven't handled before. Just fix what's broken and get out! That's what you keep telling yourself anyway. With a final note, you press the door open and step inside. Oh. Is it an ukulele? I'll be honest, I've actually considered buying one. Even though I definitely don't have any musical talent whatsoever. And I don't know when I would be learning that stuff. But I did see one at a certain store online relatively, well, not expensive. Like 200 zlotys, which is like, what? 50 bucks, I think. But then I thought, alright, I would probably like make some random sounds if I wanted to, obviously. But would I be willing to like properly learn it? Try to learn it at least? At least the basics? Maybe. Would I find the time for that? Well, that would be rough. Anyway, that aside. Some random poster on the random girl by the shelf with the ukulele and some flower pot. And the poster on the left. It kind of gives the vibes of the, you know, feminism movement back in the day. Back when it meant something. Now, not really. Another laptop as well over here. And she has a huge ass poster on the left side here as well by the desk. That poster might be nice actually. Anyway. Well, this is nice. The bedroom is warm, welcoming and soft in a way that feels almost too personal. I wouldn't go that far. The sunlight filters through pastel curtains, casting gentle patterns over the bedspread, which is neatly made, by the way. Rare in your line of work. Seems like she has a lot of drawers in the bed as well. Also, her desk has a lot of drawers. Like 3 over here, 4 in total. That's a lot actually. You take a few cautious steps inside. Tick, 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 tick. Posters of classic romantic comedies line the walls. Oh, so it's from a comedy. And ukulele, I was correct, rests lovingly on a bean-back chair in the corner. An open book lies face down on the nightstand. Something about love languages from the title. Okay. Okay. There is even a faint scent of coconut and strawberry in the air. Shampoo, maybe? I don't know about the apartment or anything, but I have an absolutely phenomenal scent in the car. I literally bought like 2 of them. I mean, 2 in general. One of them is cherry, and oh my god, when you enter the car, it hits you, and so it's like, Anyway, honestly, whoever lives here seems pretty cool. Sweet even. Yeah. Too bad you'll probably never get to meet them. Her. I should probably get to work. I mean, there is clearly something... A piercing scream cuts through the calm like a siren. Make you practically jump out of your skin. You whirl around toward the source of noise. Heart hammering in your chest and spot movement near the bathroom door. A girl stands at the edge of the bathroom doorway, barely dressed in a pastel bra. I mean, technically you could call it a top. And matching pantsuit, which you could call shorts, to be honest. Towel clenched in one hand, eyes wide in horror. Behind her, you catch a glimpse of a very pink bathroom. Very pink. Fluffy mat, wall decals, glitter soap. What? What do you mean glitter soap? What? You mean soap with glitter on it? What? Is that a thing? The whole vibe is aggressively adorable.
Who are you?
Her voice trembles between panic and fury. She tries to scold, but honestly, she just looks like an angry kitten. Still, you can't exactly appreciate the cuteness when she's 1 second away from calling the cops. I am monkey brain. That one brain cell trying to speak out your thoughts. What the hell is wrong with you? Why can't you talk like a normal person?
Are you deaf? Who the fuck are you? And what the fuck are you doing in my room?
Her stare sharpens. It's no longer a kind of adorable. It's full-on murder eyes now. I'm. God damn it, Arthur, get it together. Why do you always fall apart the second a cute girl starts yelling at you? I guess that might be a king. Your mouth opens, but no words come out. Your brain is screaming, but your body's frozen. This is exactly your finest moment. Get out! Her voice shatters the silence like glass. It hits you like a slap. There is no room for debate. That was a command. And apparently that's the one thing you're actually capable of doing right now, because you immediately turn on your heel and book it out of there like a man chased by demons. Behind you, the girl slams the bathroom door shut with a loud bunk. Well, that could have gone better. You find yourself back in the living room, your heart still pounding in your chest. It's the middle of the day. You seriously didn't think there'd be anyone home. I don't know about that. Like, how exactly does it work over there? Because if you own an apartment, why would anyone be able to enter it in the first place, right? Kinda weird, I would say, if they can. If someone comes for repairs, I would assume you are in the house as well, because how else would you enter? Kinda weird situation. Anywho. Shouldn't both of these girls be at work, school, anywhere but here? By school she means university, obviously. What the actual freak is going on? You're just about to grab your toolbox and bounce when you hear footsteps approaching to your right.
Hey, who are you?
You turn around to see the small girl from earlier standing in the doorway of her room, arms crossed tightly over her chest. She's glaring at you like she's trying to melt your skull with her mind. You catch a quick glance at the room behind her and instead feel grateful you didn't walk in there first. Or you did, but you don't know that. That place looks like the set of a low-budget horror film.
Hey, I'm talking to you.
Her voice cuts through the silence like a knife. You blink, snapping out of it. She's not the type to ignore. Something about her posture, the cold confidence in her tone. This girl isn't someone you want to piss off. You suddenly feel very aware of your presence here. Very unwelcome, very breakable. I'm Arthur. I can speak! She walks up to you slowly, her bare feet... double E. Barely making any sound, and gives you the most deliberate once-over you've ever experienced. I'm walking like that, supposedly. Yeah. I don't know, maybe it's because... Dude, I don't know. I feel like something must have influenced me basically trying to walk quietly, and I just do. Anyway. The girl eyes you like she's trying to figure out whether you're worth stabbing or just kicking out. I mean, that smile tells me she's thinking something completely different.
Okay, Arthur, what the heck are you doing in my apartment?
Despite her small frame, she radiates power. The girl could run a gang.
Would I go that far?
Or at the very least ruin your whole week with a well-placed insult. I believe in that one. Oh, here we go again, one brain cell trying to process. You swallow hard. Suddenly unsure whether to speak, run, or curl into a ball and apologize to the universe.
Oh my god!
The tall girl from earlier... Is she that much taller? Damn. Steps into the hallway, her eyes wide with disbelief.
Scout! Who's this?
She's staring at the small, furious girl. You assume Scout, like she just spotted a tiger on her porch.
I don't freaking know. I heard you screaming and came out here. He's not one of your co-stars, is he, Colette?
Your eyes fall on the tall girl. It's good to put a name to a face, even if the situation isn't the best. Scout gives you another look, head tilting slightly as she studies you again, this time with more interest than threat.
He definitely has enough muscles to be...
You feel a grin creep across your face. Damn right you do! You've put a lot of work into looking like this, and it's always nice when someone takes notice, even if they might also stab you.
Nah, he's not here for me. I thought he was here for you, even though he's not exactly your usual type.
Polly walks over to join Scout, standing just inches away from you now, two wildly different girls, both starving you down like you're the last donut in the box. Okay. That's a crazy good comparison. You try to stay cool, but you're surrounded, outmatched, and extremely underprepared for this kind of interrogation. Well, especially with that one brain cell, yeah. They both take you in like you're an unsolved puzzle. There is not much solving to that puzzle. There is not puzzle to that puzzle.
So what for? Who are you and why the fuck are you in our apartment? Yeah, I'd like to know that too.
Her eyes are locked on you now, full of suspicion, curiosity, and maybe something else. You better come up with a good answer, and fast! Hi. Actually, no, differently, right? This is sort of our different second approach, so let's do it like that. Wait, who do you think I am? I'm the handyman! You stand there for a moment, staring at the girls in front of you. It seems kind of hard to believe they wouldn't piece it together based on how you are dressed. And we've been through this text. Then again, it is very unclear who they thought you might be. After all, one of them mentioned something about a co-star.
Well, are you gonna tell us who you are, or we had to beat it out of you?
Colette looks you up and down, her mood appearing too sour.
You're not one of those deranged fans, are you? I warn you, I have mace.
Colette looks around for a second, clear confused.
I mean, I have some around here somewhere.
You can almost hear Scout rolling her eyes. Oh. You get the sense that she's had to deal with her friend for a while. You can't help but smile at the two of them, especially knowing how dumb they're about to feel. Will they fall? Well, I'm the handyman. Their eyes go wide as the words leave your mouth.
You're a handyman?
Scout's scream fills the room, making both Colette and you jump. Yeah? I'm here about... well, I'm actually not sure what I'm here about. I was checking out when you chewed me out. You should Colette a meaningful look, and she has the good sense to look embarrassed. You look from Scout to Colette and back, waiting for either of them to say something. So, would either of you like to tell me why I'm here? Or you could just check.
It's my pet. It makes a horrible noise when I work. Wait, what? Yeah, I called this guy because of my pet.
Colette stops looking as she notices the strange look on Scout's face.
You called this guy? Yeah, I did. No, I called him.
I'm sorry, what? You look from Scout to Colette and back, not sure what's going on.
Yeah, I have a problem with my curtains. They don't close all the way, making it hard for me to,
A smile creeps onto Scout's lips as she looks at Colette.
when I work.
The two girls share a giggle, which you have no idea how to read. What do they mean by work? And why would a bed or curtains have anything to do with it?
So...
Scout turns her attention back to you.
I guess it's good that you came. It seems like we both need you.
You look from Scout to Colette. From Colette to Scout. You can believe your luck. Despite of the way this day started, it seems to be looking good. After all, two cute girls need your help.
Yeah, we both need your help. But you should help me first.
Colette sends a wink your way as the smile on her face widens.
I'll make it worth your while.
You look over to find Scout frowning at her friend.
Would you stop flirting with the guy? I know he's just your type, but contain yourself. Anyway, I need your help more. I'm gonna be out the whole day until I get those damn curtains fixed. My work requires darkness.
You look from Scout to Colette for a while, again. It seems like both of them need you. The only question now is, which one of them are you going to help out? Alright, this time we are going to Colette. I think I'm gonna help Colette. To be fair, she's more my type. Yeah. Taller. More well-endowed. And so on. Anyway.
What?
Scout looks from you to Colette and back, clearly hurt.
So, you're gonna help her over me? Even if my curtains would take like 2 seconds to fix.
I'm sure her bet is the same. I'm gonna get to you, I promise, Scout. It will only take a moment. Colette shoots her friend a smug smile on one that clearly says,
I won! Yeah, Scout. He'll help you out in a second, I promise.
Scout shoots Colette and me a death stare. It's clear she's not buying any of this. I can't say I blame her. I have no idea how long this issue with the bet is going to take to fix, but I get the sense it might be a while.
Yeah, right.
Scout sounds surly as she glares from Colette to me and back again. A long moment of awkward silence follows as none of us knows what to say. Well, Colette, should we look at the bed? The smile on Colette's lips widens as she looks at you. You have no idea how to read that smile, but it seems not to matter. She's already started gesturing toward the door. You are once again struck by the warmth of Colette's room as you step inside. This really is one of the nicest bedrooms you've ever seen.
Are you coming in?
You realize you've been lingering in the doorway. Oh, yeah. You take a step into the room, letting the door shut behind you.
Well, here it is.
Colette takes a step back, indicating the bed in the center of the room. I mean, considering that it's by the wall, you can't really say it's the center, but okay. You stand there for a second just staring at it.
It just started making the horrible noise at one point. It's like this screeching sound. Kind of like...
Colette scrunches up her face in the most adorable way as she tries to mimic the sound. I don't know what screech. Whatever. You can't but be charmed by her attempt. She really is incredibly cute. Well, I can see how that's annoying. You must have woken you up while you were sleeping. Colette gives you a shocked look.
Not while I was sleeping, no.
Wait, this didn't happen while you were sleeping?
No, it happened at other times.
You stare at the girl in front of you, not sure what to say to that. You can feel curiosity burning inside you, but you are not sure if you should ask. Should you? Should you? Yes! If it's not a problem when you're sleeping, then when is it a problem? Colette furrows her brow for a moment, then looks up at you.
Well, it's more of an issue when I do my job.
Your job?
Yeah, well...
Colette looks at you and a smug little smile creeps onto her lips.
I'm a content creator.
A content creator?
Yeah, me and Scout both are.
What kind of content?
Real-time content.
You stand there for a moment trying to parse out what Colette is saying. Real-time content. What does that even mean? Maybe she's... You're a calm girl! The smile on Colette's lips broadens.
Yeah, I mean, that's not how I like to put it.
You should, because that's not content creation. No. That's a different industry that we can connect you to.
But yeah, that's what I mean.
You stare at Colette for a moment longer as the puzzle pieces start to slide into place. That's why she was using her bed for her job. And that's why she's in her underwear now. I mean, again, this is clothes, not underwear. Come on. A really short top and really short shorts. Come on. She was probably going to do a stream when you came in. Your mouth has suddenly gone completely dry. Scott thought you were gonna be her co-star, which means she was gonna... She thought that... You have no idea what to say!
It's not a big deal, really.
Colette seems more of a little amused as she notices your reaction.
But a squeaky bed? It makes it kinda hard to do my job.
Colette gives you a skeptical look all of a sudden.
I get the sense that you don't believe me.
Wait, what?
About the bed.
Why wouldn't I? Colette holds up a finger as the smile on her lips turn downright wicked.
How about I just show you?
Show me.
Yeah, let me show the kind of noise my bed makes.
You have no idea what Colette is on about. How would you show me? The smile doesn't go anywhere as the realization hits you. She's going to show you what she does for a living. She wants to put on a show for you.
Let me just show you what I'm doing when the noise starts.
You swallow hard as you look at Colette. This can't actually be happening. The cute girl wants to put on a show for you.
What do you say?
Yeah, I guess that you can do that if you, if you want. A smile on Colette's lips grows even wider as she walks over to the bed and moves onto the mattress. She sits down the mattress, looking at you with bedroom eyes.
Are you ready for this?
You swallow hard as you look at the beautiful girl in front of you. You slowly nod, watching as Colette's hand goes to her top. Your breath catches as she pulls down her top, revealing...
Censored!
Nothing.
Oh, come on. We're just getting to the good part. Why did we stop? Oh, right. H.EO. In case you haven't heard, H.EO listed all the NSFW games on July 25, 2025. Making it functionally possible for anyone to access the NSFW parts of the site and all the amazing games that people have worked so hard on. Can I be real with you for a second? Video games are, they're kind of figuring themselves out. Sure, there have been adult games for ages, some pixelated, some cringy, some weirdly ahead of their time, but it's only last 5 years or so that the genre has started to grow up. Games like Super Summertime Saga or Being a Dick showed people that maybe these stories could actually have depth.
It's the same text as with the previous one, isn't it?
Like real writing, characters, gameplay, yeah, but done with purpose. That changed everything. Suddenly, more devs were stepping up, experimenting, mixing genres, blending RO content with RPG mechanics, management sims, visual novels, capital letters, even puzzle games. It's wild out there, it's in the best way.
Yeah. I again wish each was not such a dumpster for, like, moderated stuff for there.
But there is always a but, isn't there? With all the creativity came pushback. Some devs, they crossed lines, sometimes on purpose, sometimes by accident, and people started asking questions about taste, about the ethics, about what's too far. Remember the game Hatred? Super violent, not even sexual, but it sparked outrage just by existing. It reminded everyone that pushing limits comes with consequences.
Ridiculous.
And now RO games are catching heat, but not from what you'd think. Who do you think? Not players, not critics, that's right. No, it's the platforms, Steam, itch.io, payments processors, credit card companies.
Again, it's mostly the payment processors' fault. And also who pushed them to do the job, yeah.
All because of a group called, let's call it, Collective Cunts. By the way, did you catch the pun in our names? Colette and Scout, Collective Shout?
Yeah, now we do.
The dev is very proud of himself. Anyway, games are getting delisted, shadow banned, quietly wiped out because someone behind the curtain thinks they are too risky.
Right. Ridiculous behavior.
You probably never hear about it, but creators feel it hard. Because when you start silencing voices just a little here, a little there, it adds up. And suddenly there is no room left to be bold or weird or real. RO games deserve better.
True.
They're not just about getting off. They can be funny, messy, emotional, healing even.
True.
There's so much potential, so many stories no one else dares to tell. And honestly, if you've ever played one that surprised you, made you feel something, anything, you know what I'm talking about. This whole situation, it reminds of what happened to Tumblr or another orange website. 1 minute, they're platforms for expression, the next, they're gutting their own communities to look clean for advertisers. And sure, they survived, technically, but the soul of it, gone. I just don't want that to happen here. Not again, not to us. You know what's strange? videos survived. Even after Tumblr wiped the slate clean, even after the orange website got gutted, people still found ways to create, share, adapt. So am I saying that censorship in the Aero game space feels more final? The difference is in the medium itself. A GIF, a photo, a 5-minute clip, those can be made in a day.
Damn. Even the Thunder right now is like, yeah, she's saying the truth, I'm with her.
Uploaded by one person, shot in a bedroom with a phone and a ring light. But an Aero game? That's a whole different beast. It takes months, years even. You've got writers, coders, artists, animators, composers, voice actors, testers, and sometimes it's just one person doing all of it, trying to make something beautiful out of nothing. And all of them are surviving on scraps, Patreon pledges, tips on Subscribestar, whatever Steam and DJI managed to trickle down. So when those platforms start getting greedy, cagey, shadow banning the listing, making it possible to even find the games, what do you think happens?
Oh yeah, you know what? There's one thing I haven't checked. What if I... Okay, let me get one title. Okay, this will be hidden for sure, I would assume. If I were to search it on Edge. Yeah, okay, so I searched the title on Edge and it's not here, got it. But what if I choose Chrome? No. Go fuck yourself, Google. What if I do this? Alright, guys, there is a little workaround in case you want to find something. Just Google it. If you know the title, Google the title. And you'll find the thing on the Edge. It seems like. That's right. So you have to find a workaround, let's face it. Did I read all of this? I think so.
They stop! Not because they want to, but because how can you pour years of real life into something that might never be allowed to exist?
You know what? I kind of understand all of that. I think, like, I could understand that with me doing YouTube as well. Because they're like, alright, 3 strikes, we delete your channel completely. Like, it's scary! So I guess that kind of dread feeling I have about that, the dev might have about the game now.
Anyway, this is like migrating a bunch of videos to a YouTube site.
Again, we need another platform.
These games are massive. They need stable hosting, visibility, payment processing, discoverability. And when all of that starts slipping away, it's not just one game that dies, it's a whole corner of the industry, one that's bold, emotional, weird, intimate, and doesn't vanish with a bang, it just fades, quietly. The sad truth is, the financial margins for Aero games are already razor thin. Most of them are made by small teams, or sole devs working out of cramped apartments between day jobs. They rely on those platforms not just for money, but for legitimacy, for visibility, for connection with the people who actually care. Take that away, even little, and you're not just making things harder, you're making them impossible. And once it's gone, it's not coming back. And yeah, a lot of creators are just gonna walk away. Can you blame them for spending months or years on something intimate, something risky, something that means something to you, and knowing it might never see the light of day? That kind of pressure crushes you, especially when the odds of making your money back are shrinking fast. So what happens? Some of them pivot, safer genres, safer stories, no risk, no red flags. Others, they burn out completely, they vanish, and we lose voices we'll never get back. And here is the part no one talks about. It's not hitting everyone equally. It's hitting queer devs, marginalized devs, furry devs, king creators, trans creators, the ones already working with less support, less reach, and more risk. For a lot of those folks, our games are just enlightenment, they're safe peace spaces, tools for exploring identity, for telling the kinds of stories mainstream games won't touch.
So Ender Games gets dropped from storefronts. It's not just some sexy stuff disappearing. It's erasure. Nuanced stories, queer voices, honest kings, raw motion gone. And here is the kicker. Censorship, even that soft kind, never hits the center. It starts at the edges, always. So if you push out the devs or the on thin ice, guess what? The whole space starts to shrink. The weird stuff, the risky stuff, the real stuff. It's not just adult content that suffers, it's authenticity. It's innovation. It's everything that makes indie games worth watching. I know that sounds dramatic, but I've seen it happen before. Honestly, it hurts to even mention how many beautiful, strange, meaningful games will ever get made. Hero games can do things no other genre can. They can talk about power, consent, shame, desire, self-acceptance. True. They can make you feel seen in ways no big budget RPG ever will. True. So when we suppress that, when we send the message that some expressions of identity are less valid, let's welcome it doesn't end with adult games. It seeps out into indie dev spaces, into what gets funded, into who feels safe what making what. And suddenly the pipeline dries up. But who cares, right? You're not gay or furry or into kink. You're just a red-blooded heterosexual. Technically, yes. So what if the weirdos have their stuff taken? It won't affect you. I mean, not really true. I bet they will attack every possible option. Come on. You know, they get the first bite and they go after another and another and another. Anyway, well, here's another thing most people don't realize. Those spicy games, they help pay the bills. A lot of indie devs rely on the titles to bankroll their more acceptable work. The fun weird platformer, the heartfelt story-driven sim, the wild experimental prototype. Those get made because the sexy stuff funds them. Take that away and you're not just killing Aero games, you're getting indie gaming from the inside out. So yeah, when Aero games get suppressed or outright removed from storefronts and payment processors, that income stream gone. And with it, so is the briefing room. A lot of developers need to work on their other projects, the non-Aero ones, the passion pieces, the games I've always dreamed of making. It's a ripple effect and it goes way beyond just adult content. Innovation slows down, diversity shrinks, whole projects get cancelled, projects that had nothing to do with sex at all. All because the thing that made them financially possible was quietly erased. That's why this isn't just about Aero games, it's a bigger problem, a potential crisis for indie gaming as a whole. If platforms keep tightening the screws, hiding games, banning them, quietly making them unprofitable, we're going to lose the very heart of the indie scene. You know the ones I mean, those weird little games that made you cry at 2 AM, or made you see yourself for the first time, or dare to be ugly and bold and beautiful all at once. Without support, without visibility, those games don't get made. Period. The people who could have made them will move on to other industries, more stable careers, jobs that actually pay the rent. And with them, we'll lose perspective, we'll lose new ideas, we'll lose stories that were never told before and may never be told again. What's left is an industry that looks the same, thinks the same, feels the same. More safe, more polished, more corporate. Okay, you know what? Right now with all those statements, more polished? I would not say so. With the more corporate part as well. If you think about it, all those AAA games, come on, they are never released in a fully finished state. Which is ridiculous. But a hell of a lot less interesting. Yeah. The truth is, some of the most powerful games in the last decade came from the indie games barely scraping by. True. Those devs, they're risk takers, the soul of the medium, and when you undercut the few income models they have, especially adult content, you don't just hurt them, you hurt all of us. So if you care about the future of games, really care, we have to do more than just tolerate adult content. True. We have to protect the ecosystems that make it possible, that make all of this possible. Freedom of expression is enough if we don't also fight for the financial space to create, to exist, to thrive. Otherwise we're going to lose more than just a few sexy games. We're going to lose the voices that made gaming worth caring about in the first place. I guess that was all I wanted to say.
If you care, and there are some links in the description of the game which can help you show support. And thanks for playing the game.
It is a rough case. It is a rough. Overall, good game for, if you think about it. Well-made game. It is such a crazy situation, huh? It's a really crazy situation. And all because of some lousy people that like aren't even gaming or anything, right? Basically probably people who don't even know what actually video game is, and so on. All in all, the game makes very valid points, right? For a lot of indie devs. I mean, I don't know if a lot of them, but there are definitely some out there that, you know, create some NSFW content and that whatever they earn from that, they pour into, well, you know, like the main project they want to do. That's for sure. And I find it quite sad for that itch.io went so nuclear on everything, like literally. They just dropped a nuke on all those games. It's ridiculous. Steam didn't go that far. Sure, they, you know, got rid of certain games from the store, but, well, the amount of those is not that huge. And as far as I'm concerned, at least, I haven't looked like at all the titles, but some of them I kind of would understand why those were, you know, erased, because some of them were going too far. Like just the title itself, you know? Like within the family stuff happening. Maybe let's not do that. Yeah, that's a little far. That's like actually crossing the border, but you know, then again, overall, Steam really didn't delete that many games. Just look at Steam Tracker at least, and you will see. And again, as I mentioned, I looked at my own wishlist, and it's like 40-50 titles, because my wishlist is absolutely enormous on Steam. So I pretty much basically know more or less that the erasure there was not that huge. And also, very importantly, you can search for those games on Steam, right? Various games. Like each was like, nope, you will not be able to search for those at all. You want to browse the entire store for those? You will not find them. It is ridiculous. But yeah, if basically you remember the title or anything, just Google it, plus itch.io or whatever, and you will find it probably. Just like I did with one of the titles. With that, I assume they can't do anything. Unless they decide to nuke the entire game page. Yeah. I hope the collecting no, what are they called? Yeah, collective cants. Well, hopefully they will get a huge kick in their asses for trying to pull something like that. That's what I'm gonna counting on. With Visa and MasterCards trying to influence, you know, or pretend that, you know, the transactions, we don't want to fund the transactions, blah blah blah. Yeah, no one believes that. It's an income for you. The thing is, we don't really have a proper replacement for those two, right? There is PayPal, I guess, but it probably belongs to one of those or whatever. In general, I would not trust PayPal as well. PayPal kinda sucks. What else is there? There is PaySafe card. But I don't know if you can have it... Wasn't this basically something physical you could buy? In stores? I remember buying this when I was still a student. Oh, it is online as well. Alright. So we could work with this when it comes to Steam at least. Maybe itch as well. And... Okay, we have two other options in Poland. But what's Skrill? United Kingdom. Oh no, no, no. Definitely don't want to have anything connecting to United Kingdom. Dude, how is this happening? How is all of this happening with the generation from like the 80s and 90s? It's crazy. But yeah, I mean, as I sort of mentioned as well, they take a little bite of one part, and they will attack other stuff as well. So hopefully that little part will not be successful. Hopefully we can bite back, basically. And the platforms can bite back as well. I kind of would like them to, you know, stand up to the situation for. And I would guess that even the developers would appreciate if the platform would, you know, be like, you know what, we won't do it. I kind of would appreciate that. I kind of also wonder how many people are exactly in, like, itch.io team and so on. You know what I also think? This whole situation could be used totally by some bigger gaming studio to win over people as well. They should be like, you know what? We are standing with Steam and itch.io against that movement. Dude. You do that and people will buy your games. Someone should use this opportunity. Hopefully not EA and not Ubisoft, for those two can go down the drain. Anyway, I will... You know what? I think I can. Yeah, I would say I can. I will link the game in the description. Go and play it yourself, go and rate it yourself, and so on. Check out other games from Arty Farty Games as well. Honestly, I'm not really someone who should be delivering you all the info. I'm terrible at, you know, properly delivering all of that. I'll probably need to write an entire script to do that. But if you have a little bit of time, do a research on your own about the whole situation. And, well, yeah, I would say if you can, share the word about it. Because that's what it is about. The more people know, the better, I would say. It's gamers versus corporations, let's face it. It is that kind of thing. Alright. Let's cut the video. I think I will take a nap or something. because this whole situation is kind of crazy. But yeah, with that being said, as always, consider liking the video. If you're new around, consider subscribing. I shall continue playing games, and obviously I wish you a fantastic day, and I wish all of us that the collective cunts will lose the battle. Hopefully very drastically lose the battle, and like the normalcy will return, the normalcy we had basically. Alright, I'm out. Bye bye.